Hi guys! My name is Mrs. Shiny Side, aka Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about some Sephora sale recommendations, or just generally recommendations from me to you for the upcoming Sephora VIB Rouge and VIB sale. I'm not sure if Beauty Insiders are going to be a part of the sale, but I do know that the VIB Rouge and VIB members will be receiving 15% off sometime in April. I will leave the links, I will link the dates down in the description box below if you'd like to check it out. So here are some of my recommendations. Starting off with the main reason I love going to Sephora. I personally go to Sephora for foundation. I am very fair. The drugstore either doesn't come fair enough or it oxidizes and turns orange. So that's the main reason that I used to travel a very long way to go to Sephora. Now it's a lot closer. But I like to go into Sephora, and if you haven't already been Color IQ matched for your tone, for your shade of foundation, definitely do that. It's where they take a picture of your face, your neck, and your forehead, and they kind of average those shades together to get your perfect match. I have a ton of foundation that I would love to recommend to you, so start off with that. You'll see this as a recurring theme. I'm a huge fan of Kat Von D. I feel like she's a good price point. She also has an excellent shade range. So I have two shades in her Tattoo Locket Foundation. I have Light 42 for when I'm at my fairest, and then I have Light 45 for when I was a little bit tanner. Right now I tend to mix the two of these together because this one's very, very, very pale and pink, and this one's a little bit too deep for me right now. But I know that since I have gotten these, they did introduce, I believe, a Light 44, which I think is a little bit more neutral, but fair. So I might need to pick that up when I finally run out of this. You do not need a bunch of this foundation. I would highly recommend blending it in with a sponge because it is a very heavy cream foundation, but it has got some coverage. So that's my first recommendation. My second recommendation would be the Sephora collection. I have the 10-Hour Wear Perfection Foundation in the shade Light Porcelain. I would definitely recommend that. That's a good one. I would recommend the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Foundation in Porcelain. That's another good one. And then finally I have the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation in 10 Ivory Light. Now, if you're anything like me, my shade range, the only one I've been able to find at the drugstore that does match me without having to mix in a lightener would be the Maybelline Matte and Poreless in the shade 110 Ivory. So if you're anything in that range, these foundations should work for you. I do feel like the Marc Jacobs one is a bit light sometimes, so use a light hand with it, and I also feel like I said, the Light 42 is a bit pale. Some concealers that I would recommend would be, I've got these three. I've got Kat Von D Locket Concealer in Light 16 in more of like the squeezy tube. I like this for covering dark circles. It's very creamy. I don't feel like it's very drying at all. That's a good one I would suggest. I did pick up the Locket Cream Concealer. That's new. I got the whiteout shade so that I can lighten concealers when they're not light enough. And I have been enjoying that. And I also like the Sephora Gel Serum Bright Future Concealer. This is in the shade Bavarian Cream, number 1. Very, very fair concealer. That one is, again, more hydrating, not a ton of coverage, which is why I mixed in the whiteout concealer to amp up the coverage a little bit on my under eye. Other things I would suggest from the sale, or in general, would be highlighters. I actually use the Kat Von D Thunderstruck eyeshadow as a highlight. I have it on both my eyes and my cheeks today, if you can tell. Big fan of that. It's like a white gold with like a little bit of a yellow shift to it. That's pretty cool. I would suggest the Tarte Amazonian Clay highlighters. I have this one exposed. You saw that in my last video. I would highly recommend getting the Becca highlighters. I have, of course, the one in Champagne Pop. And I also have the shade Pearl, which is just a stark white. Big fan of those. Other things that I would recommend is gift sets for sure. If you're unsure about what you want to get, definitely try out minis. I mean, it's a great way to test out a brand before you take the plunge and go for a giant one. I know Sephora is great with returns. Personally, must be the Midwestern in me. I don't want I don't want to return something. I feel guilty when I return things. I just really want them to work for me. I mean, I feel like I research things. I don't just impulse buy. So definitely look out into little kits. I mean, I know I've had this Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer from a kit from a couple of years ago. I still haven't gone through it. Sometimes when you get things, you get little minis of like mascara with it. So like I've got a mini Rotolash, I've got a mini They're Real. I actually prefer the mini Too Faced better than Sex Mascara. It's what I have on today. Because I feel like the big tube dried out and got all flaky on me. So you never know. They do sell these at the kind of the danger station, the danger zone right before you check out, so that you know you add a bunch of stuff to your basket or just hold it like a crazy person like I do. Other Kat Von D recommendations, I know, one of my favorite brands. The tattoo liner I've got a mini of right here. I've got the ink liner. The ink liner is good for somebody who wants an easy wing. That's what I did today, is I take this, I flip it on its side like this, which, you know, I understand people can do this motion. I haven't been able to learn that just yet. But what I do is I literally take it to the edge of my eye and I stamp it down. It's already in a straight line. It's going to be kind of long, but stamp it straight down, go to the other eye, stamp it straight down, then your wings match. So that's what I've been doing. As part of kits, I would recommend, you know, looking into a skincare kit. Don't feel like you need to do what's hot, what's trendy right now. I know a lot of people are talking about Sunday Riley and all those expensive things. If you want to buy that, more power to you. I don't think that my age of skin necessarily needs that stuff just yet. But what I would definitely recommend would be a first aid beauty kit. I got this in a kit, again, a year ago maybe. This was amazing when I got a terrible sunburn last year. I was bright red. Nothing made it feel better. I actually ended up putting apple cider vinegar on it because I looked up an old wives' tale that said that would take away the pain. It did, more than the lidocaine aloe vera that I was slathering all over myself for days. But this made sure that I didn't peel, and I am very fair. So when I went lobster red, I was like, well, there goes my skin. I didn't peel because I used this First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. This isn't the intense therapy version. Last couple things here that I would recommend. I would definitely recommend the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipsticks. My husband actually got me the whole lipstick vault, so I have it behind me. I don't know if you can really see it from here, but over there I have a little glass vase with a lid that I keep all my liquid lipsticks in because I think they're pretty and should be on display. But I just grabbed a color out of the pile, Double Dare. I feel like that's a good springtime color. And then also, this is what I have on my lips right now. It's a Sephora cream lip stain, and this is number 5. I want to say this is Satin Rose. It's unfortunate that the name is on the outside packaging. But they did come out with a bunch of brand new shades in the line, so they've introduced a lot more nudes. They've got crazy colors, they've got teals, they've got greens, they've got browns and reds, and I would highly suggest you look into those. Last but not least, I have another Sephora collection item. It's not going to be in this packaging. They repackaged it since I bought this, and I think at one point it was on clearance, but not this shade. So this is a bronzer. This is in Los Cabos. Again, don't overlook the Sephora collection. I feel like people go into Sephora for Tarte or for Too Faced or for XYZ. Sephora collection is just as good as those brands, and they tend to be more higher end drugstore pricing since the drugstore keeps creeping up with their prices. So you might as well check out that. And I mean, don't overlook their brushes either. Their brushes are phenomenal. And the most important thing that I will tell you is that you need to save the lid. I don't know where the lid for this one is right now. I had it out earlier. But save the lid that it comes with, because when you travel, it's going to make it so much easier to put this in your makeup bag and make sure that you're not fraying all your, highlighter, fraying all your bristles. But those are just some of my recommendations. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Comment down below if you have anything in particular that you're excited to pick up. I know I have a couple things on my list. I want to pick up a nude eyeliner for my waterline because I can't seem to get anything to stay there. I'm also going to pick up another Shiseido lash serum. I don't have that to show you, unfortunately, but I used that over the last 4 months or so. Off and on, I would say I might go a day or so between using it. I might use it once a day instead of twice, but I had really great results, so I'm definitely going to pick that up, and it's only 30 bucks. So got a couple things on my list for the sale that's coming up, and I will see you guys next time. My name is Mrs. Shiny Side, aka Stephanie, and thank you for watching.